during the second regional. And now they're starting yet again. That's another best of 5 for you folks. I would have to agree with you, Boya, though. Euphoria most likely is going to take it. Again, that player that I sort of injected in the whole conversation and the player to watch, Pan, has been absolutely tremendous during the fall split. And right now, making that back pass quite on point. He has been first in points, second on goals in average. That kind of a player on this kind of team can make all the difference in the world.
I think for a lot of the newer viewers of Sam, maybe more in touch with EU and NA, will kind of recognise Bruno's name a little bit, as he is a very strong 1v1 player, of course, from Brazil. But his teammates are not ones to be laughed at either. Fassi and Pan being around for so long at the top level of South America, and they're continuing to just keep on chugging and keep on trying to get even further up. These have got some determination on these guys, and it's really kind of nice to see, because they've been constantly trying. But on the other side of the pitch, Yan D, the probably only name I'm not fully aware of in Lycus, is able to find the first goal all by himself. And, you know, Sam is known for their fast gameplay and mechanics, and already getting shown that with a quick backboard touch.
Well, he has heard that you don't know about him, Boyan, so he presented his business card. Hello, I'm Yan D. I do these aerial double taps. Pleased to meet you. And wow, Euphoria, pleased to meet you as well. Lycus Empire have just taken the lead in this game with quite a shot. The caliber of the game, not even the caliber of the game, maybe the pace of this series is much lower than we've just seen from Rebel and Team Generation. Both teams seemingly preferring a much more slower positional approach. Well, Euphoria and Lycus Empire would love to be a little more chess-like in their playstyle, it seems. Well, we just saw that Rebel and Team Generation just played with no breaks.
Lycus some good defense here, and an open chance for Yan. Can he make it in time? Bruno's rushing back. He will make the save in time. The game 1-0 only to Lycus, but the lead is still in their favour. Will they be able to extend any further? Well, they're certainly looking to. It's Yan D with his striking boots on. 4 shots already taken, holding Euphoria back as much as humanly possible.
Man. This is getting even better. I want to say heater, but that's definitely not a word. Euphoria, though, we still haven't really properly seen them in the attack. Yes, they have 3 shots, but really nothing memorable, nothing to bring back home. And they have been pressured by Lycus Empire in many of those chances. It might be that this honeymoon period is going to end soon, and this is a counterattack. How on earth can he break away on the field so well? See, still gets something done, but there's still no goal. And the sudden counterattack still does not break Euphoria any results. They might as well be looking for something different by this point.
That's his shot to Wait will find nothing with it. It's Royals now off the ceiling for the counter. He goes for the must. He tries to get it past the ball, falls back down to Yan D. Trying to keep up on it, but Fassi too fast on the approach, going high. Can he go past one? No, he cannot find his way through. Euphoria struggling at the moment to break through this Lycus defense onto the backboard. Fassi away, looking for this equalising goal, but it is just not coming yet.
My God, looking for everything. Really on both sides of the field, this is another setup for Lycus Empire. RLCS plays the ball just too far to the corner. That gives him plenty of time to set up. Beats 1, beats 2. But this time, look at that. Look how deep Lycus Empire are putting their players. There's no chance of a sudden counterattack unless you really pull out a pinch 150 kilometers per hour past the last defender. You are not beating this defense, and it seems like they cannot beat this offense either. Lycus Empire find yet another one on the board as Pan, the last player remaining. Really, Euphoria had committed so many players up front without any real need for it.
Euphoria looking too hard for a goal that he forgot to defend, and now trailing by 2 with 90 seconds left. The team we did not expect to go as far currently dismantling this Euphoria side at the moment, taking them bit by bit and not seeming to be challenged in such a way. Is Royals in a rush for the ball, cannot find the touch in time. The ball goes back to Lex though. Out to the side, it could be another chance of the backboard in centre. Royals on target, it's going to be a third. And Lycus Empire putting their reign to the top. 3-0 with 1 minute 15 seconds left. Euphoria are struggling.
Boyo, have we been wrong? Have we predicted the wrong team to win? Because right now,
Possibly so.
Lycus Empire is doing the absolute opposite of what we said is going to happen. And, well, really all the power to them by the looks of it. Makes for a much better series as well. But that is some lovely stuff. 1 minute is not going to be enough, realistically, especially with misses like that for Euphoria to get anything done in this game number 1. So chalk it down already. Just write it off as a loss and continue preparing for the next one. But, man, we need to see much more from this Euphoria side. Specifically, Pan. He is in danger of ending this game with less than 100 points, despite having 3 shots, which only means that he was not getting any touches on the ball. Compare that to him getting, on average, 465 points per game in the fall split. This has not been his game whatsoever, and you can see how his team is struggling with him.
Yeah, this is certainly going to hurt his average, I must say, but Lycus, on the other hand, an exceptional game 1, and looking at an exceptional series along with it. A great start. Can't even afford to go on the road. It will be saved, but either way, as we head to game 2, Jam, Lycus Empire have had their seats set to the top. The Euphoria, they'll have to try and climb all the way back up and figure out how to topple this Empire.
It would have been brilliant if Lycus Empire could have denied this final shot and taken the all constellation prize from their opposition, but not to be. In the end, it's still 3-1 instead of 3-0. Difference is small. Euphoria might have a small bit of advantage, but usually I would say that this is something to run with, but Euphoria has been so lacking in pretty much anything during this game that maybe this will help them. Just any little bit is going to help in the end, but they cannot just hope on this. A bit of momentum going their way. Everything needs to change about them. I'm not seeing a game plan. I'm not seeing them being present on the field. Again, Pan, the best player for that side, has been absolutely absent. He has been either like Empire have pulled a trick and just made them disappear, or Pan is not feeling like himself today, and that is a big situation for Euphoria to deal with. They'll have to try again, and there's not that much time to fix it. At most, they have 2 more 5-minute games, and then it's over. Then they're down to the lower bracket, and that's not here we want to start your tournament.
And unfortunately, I think for Euphoria, if you're saying that Pan's not really on his game, this is a 2-day event, and to make it to day 2, they've got to perform today. It has to be his day today if Euphoria want to move on to day 2 and have a chance at that exceptionally high placement they will be looking for, and people do expect them to get. But Lycus, on the other hand, they're going for that miracle run. They're going for that big tournament. They want to get their name on the board and Sam and think, this team's one we need to worry about. This is a strong team. They made a statement so far, but will that statement ring even more true as time goes on?
There's a lot to play in this major, whereas not just the cash prizes, $10,000 for the number 1 spot, but also the RLCS circuit points, which to figure out your eligibility for the Worlds. From the South American region, only 2 teams are going to make it, and True Neutral most likely is almost automatically promoted over there. There's still a chance for one of the other teams to get an 11th hour push and make it into that second spot and make it into the Worlds. And honestly, right now, as I'm watching these games unfold, especially again, as we've seen Rebel and Degeneration already, a lot of these teams will not be amiss among the European and North American teams in that situation. And so seeing them, any of them, at Worlds is going to be quite a joy.
Well, now a slower start to this game, but I mean, the gameplay will proceed to be this slow as Pan up for the ball. We're going to look for a pass and then taking it out to the wrong side. Royals beats out Bruno's in the back to Fassi, looking for the clear away, tapping up high. Going to try and make a play happen, but he misses his touch, falling past the ball. It's Yan D to the backboard as it drops down towards net. Lycus rushes in off the corner, going to try and challenge once more. A bump on Royals will disrupt him for a moment, but recovering well, gets a touch on it. Fade away, it's Pan. Over to Fassi. Tap off to the side, 2 minutes gone in Euphoria. They're getting touches on the ball in the midfield, but they just send it back to their own half constantly. This is their first breakthrough, but quickly shut down. A quick counter-attack chance now. It's Yan D in the ball. Low boost, but he can bring it around the back and start trying to make something happen for Lycus.
Well, they need at least something going their way, but the reads for Euphoria on their defense, even in approaching the final third, has been on point. Same, though, can be said from Lycus. This Boyo almost halfway into the game is only the first shot that any of the team has managed to muster. Only shows that all of this game so far has been in midfield, and neither of the teams have allowed their opposition to come ever close. And this surprising leave of boost by Lex, he gets the demo on the goalie and might still get some danger going, especially with Jan coming in on the play and more players coming in. There is a smoke screen and Pan needs to rush, my goodness. Lycus Empire creates something out of nothing. That's the pressure fades, and as more bumps are coming in, this is crazy, boy. I've never seen such a persistent attempt at removing the goalie. Usually you try once and then retreat on the rotation, but Lycus Empire have brought a player to remove the goalie on 3 separate occasions during that attack.
This seems like the least South American game of Rocket League I've ever seen. There's, South America, you're used to many shots, many mechanical plays, and the defense end up having the mishaps, but there's been 4 shots taken so far this game, and no one really breaking through massively just yet. Roy was going to try and make a pass back to his teammates, but no one ready to get it in time. Lex too far back. 90 seconds on the clock though. Euphoria yet to do anything important, yet to try and take down Lycus. They have that game lead in the series, but a chance now. It's off the post and bouncing away. Fassi will be kicking himself that one didn't go in. And it's Royals now with a counter. Off to the corner. Lycus, they want to make it 2-0 in the series, but they've got to keep on fighting to do so.
Oh, Bruno somehow gets the ball and the player to boot, but doesn't get any attack coming in for it. At the very least kills the chances from Euphoria to create something of their own. More demos coming in. I think this is going to just devolve into a very physical game. A lot of pushes, especially again with how Lycus Empire have been going on these rotations. Just committing a player not for a rotation specifically, but for a goalie to be removed. It is still incredible how after the showings of the first game, this has become so equal and so still questionable as to where it's going to go. Lex, the last player, though, he was the first one to come in rotation. Not for a ball, again, for the player. Has to rush back as the clear opportunity for their opposition has been great. A miss. Actually, that wasn't a miss. That was Jan's going back on a rotation, and the ball somehow was still in the orange half. And that is somehow a goal. I think Yandi was backwards to make that save, and that's what has made it hard. It wasn't looking like a threatening position, but the field was all there for Bruno.
Starting to try and turn into the net, regretting the decision instantly. Has to turn back, but can't make the touch in time. And with just under 20 seconds on the clock, Euphoria take the lead. And it looks like they'll be taking game 2, unless Lycus can do something big right here. The ball comes centre, it's off the post. They try to do the big play, but it gets shot down. The ball back in centre, up high, Fassi a touch. A clear away, still dangerous for Euphoria. Pan gets a touch on it, a small tap away, but the ball falls to Lex. Can he keep it up? He can't catch it in time. And game 2 will go to Euphoria, barely holding on last second. And the series is now tied 1 apiece.
It is hard for me to say who deserved this win more. Honestly, this might have just been continuing as a draw the longer it went, and maybe then someone at some point we would say enough and let someone score. But Euphoria take this despite the attempts by Lycus Empire, and despite by great effort by both the teams to somehow take a lead in this one. This has been incredibly equal, and if Lycus Empire cannot reset to the same domination that they had, Euphoria might slowly be chipping away at it. This game 3 is going to be instrumental in one of the teams taking the series for them.
Well, as we head to game number 3, Euphoria find one back, and not the most convincing fashion just yet, but maybe things will change around this time. Euphoria versus Lycus, game number 3. The winner will move on to match point. The loser will have to fight their way back in a tight neck series. Not going to be easy to do so, but Pan, with a quick top corner shot, gets Euphoria on the board and gets them back in the position we expect them to be.
Beats Lex just barely, but just enough for him to put his first goal of the series. And I hope the Pandora's box of Pan's goals has been opened. This is what Euphoria needs at this point, and it leads so early after the previous game has been so devoid of goals. Will put a smile on the faces of Euphoria players. There's already a bit of a spring in their step as they're moving the ball around, trying to defend, trying to clear. See, that's going to prove to be quite instrumental in how Euphoria is going to be approaching this game 3.
Rios trying to go all the way. Will be challenged by Fassi. Yan D up for the ball. Can't find an opening to count a pass to a teammate, and Double commit there. Will find the ball to Royals either way. Off the ceiling he will go. Bet by Bruno. Following up, can't make it in time. Will boost in the tank. Likes that field, good shot on target. Bruno barely going to get the save in time. Out to the side. Euphoria barely hanging on right there, keeping that one goal lead intact. But they will be looking to extend and secure that lead even further. And one goal is not a safe lead, especially against Lycus, who showed their shooting ability already in game 1.
It is going to be a tough lead to keep, and I'm really not expecting, even after the previous game, for the score to be still 1-0 by the end of game number 3. This has the signs of a much open game, much free game. We already see so many more chances happening on the both sides of the field. We're no longer confined to the middle of it. I know 1-0 is not a safe lead. 1-0 is not going to stay for long. And even if it's going to stay, I'm pretty sure we're going to see much more explosive Rocket League leading up to that scoreline.
The ball dropping down. Bruno tries to challenge, can't make it in time. Fassi beats out one. A clear to the midfield line. Royals trying to make something happen. Looking for a pass to a teammate, but beat by Pan. He will get it away. A good challenge by Lycus here. Keeps the ball in Euphoria's half, holding them down, holding them back. A lot of pressure being put on this defense. It's holding strong for the time being, but for how much longer will that be the case? As Let's with a 50 keeps it in the midfield. The ball falls to Yandi. A chance for Euphoria starting to develop. They can just find a touch on the ball. It comes in centre. Let's with the save and the clear away, but Bruno once more. Over to Pan. He can't read it in time. 1-0 the score remains. Half the game gone. Euphoria getting closer to making it 2.
Was that a fake? Was that an intended shot? One way or the other, it's a 2-0 for Euphoria as they find as another one slips past the defense of Lycus. That was just the smallest of the ghost hits, but I felt like Yandi had all the opportunity to make that save. Well, it's just another shot from Euphoria, just the second one that they managed to find in this game, and yet that's still a goal, and the lead grows to 2. The difference is now much more harder to surmount than the initial 1-0 that we've already seen. They found themselves finally with the passes as well, or at least an opening. Previously, it felt like for both Euphoria and Lycus Empire, the problem was they just couldn't. They had the control of the ball for the first touch, but never really the control of it to make a pass to find somebody on the field. Well, a 2-0 is still a 2-0 and a great lead for Euphoria to continue dominating the series.
I'm not going to save on Let's shot. Royals in centre, Yandino, we're near getting a touch on it. It's an open neck. Can Pan just follow up and get another touch on it? Yes, he can. 3-0, 1 minute 50 left. And Euphoria are here to play.
Oh, that pickup in the corner of the 100 boost made sure that he had the speed to follow up his own touch. Brilliantly done by Pan as his team is supporting him with a variety of passes this game. And there he is. Just in the second, his average score of 465 points last split just got surpassed. You know that he is finally feeling it. This might be yet another one. Oh, Hasi finds himself something of a crossbar as well. A 4-0. This is a runway. 1-0. Long gone memory by this point. Euphoria has come into play, and they're taking this game number 3 in a fashion.
For Pan there, you know, he got his goal stolen from him. He's trying to get the touch off the crossbar, but Fassi rushes in and takes it himself. And a 4-0 scoreline for Euphoria puts Lycus in a dangerous situation, as I think you can pretty confidently say. Oh, maybe not. But I'm gonna finish my sentence. I think we can pretty confidently say Euphoria is gonna win this game. I hope. I'm not gonna bite my own words. But Lycus now are gonna have to come back against a match point Euphoria after a dominating win against the team who is the higher seed, the team expected to win. It's going to have to be some comeback for Lycus to tie up the series and have a chance at winning it.
Yeah, let's not say the cursed words just yet. The one that starts with R and end with verse sweep. But as it stands, it is going to be an incredible tough task for Lycus Empire. Finally, for Euphoria, the plays have started to connect. Their strong sides, you could see how well they're currently on display in this matchup. And so that was dormant in the first 2 games. Now finally it is coming to light. And for Lycus Empire, feels like really one of their strongest ways to beat that is going to be to come up with something powerful of their own in the offense, because their defense is currently struggling to keep up with how Pan, Bruno, and Fassi are all of a sudden playing with just hearts on their sleeve, all out, and all working, most importantly.
Royals with a touch over to Jan D, rushing for the ball, going for the flick over one. It will be saved by Bruno, and that will secure the game. There's no way for Lycus to come back now, and as we head to game 4, something's got to change for Lycus. They've got to go in that game 1 winning way, get the shooting boots on and strapped, and just keep on scoring. That's the only way they can do it at this stage, I think. Game 4, they have to do it there to have a chance at taking this series.
Alright, we might see yet another 3-1, just like Rebel have gotten their 3-1 over Team Degeneration. Or we might see a difference, because the best part about Rocket League is sometimes you can never exactly tell how the next game is gonna go, even when we're seeing results such as this one. Lycus Empire has not been lost in this game, by no means. Yes, the scoreline is severely against them, but as it stands, they've still been getting their chances, they've still been getting shots on target, and without Euphoria being so prolific in the goal-scoring department, including some really fantastic goals, this might have been turned differently. And now, starting from a 0-0, Lycus Empire might still put one last dagger in the back of Euphoria and turn it around. But for Lycus Empire, they just need to be aware. Euphoria has been activated. Euphoria is now at their full potential, full strength. And if you can't handle it at that stage, well, then you're down in the loser bracket. Let's see how this game number 4 is going to go. I would hope for a game 5, just to keep it even more interesting than it already is.
I certainly would hope for the game 5, but will Euphoria be so kind to grant us one, or will Lycus fight their way through and force one to come into fruition? Well, Fassi going to bring the ball centre, looking for those early chances for Euphoria. They're here and they want to win. They heard what we said, we heard the doubt we had in them after that game 1, and they want to win, but so too do Lycus, and going for the counter will be saved by Fassi. But Lex going to break through, round the corner he will go, bring the ball in centre, saved by Pan. Fassi will go past one, over to Royals. Jan D a touch on the ball, cleared away all the way upfield. Lex can make it back easily enough, but it puts Euphoria onto the striking front. A dangerous place to have Euphoria, as we've seen how good their shooting can be.
They somehow need to just ban Euphoria from attack. Just their final thirds, Lycus Empire need to just put a ban on crossing that one. Not working. So far, not really working. Euphoria is going to do as they please, but Lycus Empire is going to open the scoring in this game number 4. A good position. Lex, most importantly, keeping control for such a long time, coupled with Bruno free jumping, something that he shouldn't have free jumped, gives the opening that Lycus Empire were looking for.
A great 50-50 from Lex there to keep the ball in his control and find the pass to Yandy. Now, with Lycus on a 1-goal lead to start things off, can they extend upon it? But the ball will come centre, Lex rising, but the ball will not make it in time. But Yandy going to try follow up, goes under one, follow up from another. The shot barely going wide from Lex there, almost slipping in somehow, but Euphoria do survive and keep the goal. Difference only 1. Can they find one back to make this an even game, or will Lycus keep continuing their reign of a comeback? And Lex going to bring the ball in centre, trying to do so right about now.
Smart plays from Euphoria, making sure that the challenges are coming in early enough for Lycus Empire to get absolutely nothing out of the push they were trying to get on those flanks through the backboard. It's working out so well right now with Bruno and Pan committing on the same ball. This might be a flip reset. Royals tried to push it beyond everyone on Euphoria's side, but the unfortunate bounces and clearly not benefiting Lycus Empire. This is still an attack of theirs, and how is Lex in that position? I wouldn't have expected a player from Lycus Empire in that spot at all, and yet somehow he continues the threat and almost sneaks one in against Euphoria.
Royals gonna go the distance here, not got any boost to get the flip reset, he was looking for it. Yandy bringing it back in centre, gonna be met by Fassi. Out to the corner, Lex beat out to the ball as Pam once more. Euphoria are just scrambling for a goal. It could be a chance, but a great save from Yandy says otherwise. Fassi will once again try to force his way through. The pass out to the side, saved by Lex. Nothing getting past his Lycus defense. Holding out strong at the moment. Pan once more. Another touch to the back. We're dropping down. Can he follow up? A shot on target. saved again, and a follow-up from Fassi will tie up the game.
I don't think this is the touch Lycus Empire have been looking for. Yes, this has been threatening. Yes, Pan had an opportunity. Oh, Lex had no chances of getting that touch. Now that I see it from his perspective, Yand had to make some sort of a miraculous bounce out of his car, but not from that spot, not from the angle the ball was coming in. And a great position from Fassi allows that equalizer to come in through. Chekhov, though, look at that. Immediately benefiting the side of Lycus Empire yet again. This could have been dangerous. This could have been another runaway from them. But all they can do is just put just a little bit of pressure on their opposition and then try again.
You know, we talked about Bruno being the kind of one player that people know, the prominent one player here, but I've seen a lot more one players come out from Lycus, to be honest. They've had a lot more kind of solo situation, which we've done pretty well in. So maybe Bruno wasn't the only strong one player in this match, but as a teamwork goes, Euphoria certainly looking strong, but so too have Lycus to give them credit, and Lex trying to better touch the ball there will not work out. If Fassi going upfield, dribbling a pass over the Pan could be possible, but cut out too quickly. It's Lex now in the ball, centre to Yandi, the shot, saved by Bruno, a great save, the counter-attack possible. Fassi up high, over to Bruno once more. To avoid the game 5, Pan going to try and shoot it on target, barely missing out. The ball cleared away, the counter-attack now. The game has amped up massively, and everyone playing full speed ahead.
Wow, that's a horrible, horrible miss, but Realis is there to make the save. Lycus Empire rotation is there still, despite the heat, the pace that all of a sudden appeared in this matchup. Alrighty, this is a goal. All of a sudden, Fassi sneaks out of nowhere and makes sure that his team gets the lead. A very crucial one. Maybe now actually, no way the heat is gonna drop down anytime soon. Feels like Lycus Empire by this point is gonna go immediately into 5th gear after Burner put in and just keep on banging and winning on those shots until they work out something.
30 seconds left. Lycus have got to get a move on. They have got to do it fast. But will Bruno let them? Trying to get the pinch off the floor. Will not work out. Saved by Andy. They've got to go the whole way. A great pinch. Over to Lex. Bring the ball back in centre. Up high it's Pan. A touch out to the side. 20 seconds on the clock. Lex are rushing for it. Past one. It will go, but met in the midfield. Fassi. Over to Bruno. Holding possession as Euphoria. Lycus cannot break through, and it looks like, Jam, that Euphoria will be moving on to the next round in the upper bracket. As Bruno taking control of the ball. If it touches the ground, it will be over. Royals, one last chance. It stays high. Fassi beat out by Yandi. He can't get a flick, and Euphoria move on to the next round to face off against Noble Esports. Oh, Lycus, they will be waiting in the lower brackets. They will fall to the higher seeds. An expected result, but a very good play by Lycus, I must say. Certainly did impress me.
Well, in the end, it ended up yet another 3-1, but no doubts about that. Both